So, we just arrived in the beautiful city of Thun. We've already showed you how you can bödle on the Limmat. Today, we're going to do the same experience on the Aare. The Aare requires a bit more experience. The river is a lot stronger, a lot higher flow. It is really important that before you go, you actually check the flow rate. Anywhere between 100 and 180 cubic meter per second is considered fine for a relaxing day. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. It's supposed to be one of the most beautiful ones you can do in all of Switzerland. And Swiss people really like floating down the river on a rubber boat. So the river actually has a flowing speed that is higher than walking speed. We see some swimmers floating past us right now. Overall, the force the river exerts is roughly the energy of 2 moving freight trains, so not to be underestimated. Yeah, for checking the flow rates, we will put you a link down in the description. Just make sure to go for an appropriate day when you try this. Also, for getting to the entrance, it takes about 20 minutes by foot to get from the train station to the entrance point. It is well marked on Google Maps, so you literally can't miss it. For the legal aspect, you are required to carry a life vest for everyone going down the river. Funny enough, you just have to have it in the boat. You don't actually have to wear it, but yeah, if you're not a great swimmer, consider wearing it. To all stay safe, it is recommended that you stay away from the shore, so more or less keep to the middle of the river. And there's one dangerous part in the entire first section that happens pretty early on, about like 45 minutes into the float. There's a bridge and there's some rapids. At that location, you're supposed to stay on the right side, roughly 5 meters from the shore. We experienced the Aare on a tube, and after our experience, I would say I would not go again on a tube. But there's a bunch of different companies that offer boats for rent to go on the Aare. At the location where you can enter the river, on both sides you will have people lining up in long queues. On the river itself, however, it doesn't feel crowded. With the fast flow and the time it takes to enter the water, the amount of people spread quite nicely along the river. The initial part is not too bad and actually quite comfortable even on a floating ring, but you will have to look out for a train bridge coming up after about 45 minutes in the water. The bridge will come up about a third along the way from Thun to Bern, which overall takes about 2 to 3 hours. The Uttigen Welle, or Uttigen Wave, is the major difficulty in the first section of the Aare. The wave here is caused by a series of rocks below the surface, which are stabilizing the foundation of the rail bridge. The easiest time is supposedly 5 meters from the right side of the river, but with the boat, a bunch of people just go straight through the wave. If you don't stay far enough from the side of the river, you will end up in the backdraft of the wave. This will pull you back towards the bridge and more or less have you spin around in circles forever. Exiting this draft is quite difficult. If you want to make this trip a bit safer, we recommend entering the Aare after the Uttingen-Welle. After the Uttingen-Welle, it's smooth sailing down to Bern. You only have to keep an eye out for branches at the side of the river. As long as you mostly keep to the center of the river, you should be good. The only remaining difficult parts are the bridges, where you have to keep far away from any pillars. For the rest of the time, you can just sit back and relax and enjoy the natural beauty of the river. In the second part of the river, you will also find more of the fun floating devices that you usually see on the Limmat. The upper part, before the Uttingen-Welle, is mostly dominated by proper boats, with a bunch of barbecue locations and public badies, as they are called in Switzerland, or swimming pools. You will also have more and more river swimmers. When you reach Bern, you have to keep left to exit the river. Don't underestimate the speed of the river and keep left early. Otherwise, the exit is easy to miss. Yeah, this was the Aare from Thun to Bern. We are now in Bern on the way to the main station. Well, yeah, the Aare is definitely more difficult than the Limmat. It's a lot stronger, the current, and yeah, the river is flowing a lot more quickly. The exit is a bit tricky, but luckily there's some handlebars where you can grab onto if you mess it up, which we might have done. Let's not talk about that part. But yeah, it's a great experience. The river is very natural, so yeah, it's incredibly beautiful along the way. And apart from the one wave where you just have to know what to do, it's really not that difficult. So still check the conditions, be sure what you do, and then you can really enjoy this one. Thank you for joining us on the Aare. Bödle is really one of the most typical summer activities you can do in Switzerland. If you want to experience this for yourself and are a bit cautious, you can check out the Limmat. It's a much easier experience.